Okay, so when we talk about menopause, what usually comes to mind? Hot flashes, right? Maybe trouble sleeping, but there's this other huge piece of the puzzle that we just don't talk about enough, and that is anxiety. So today we're going to dive deep into that hidden link, and more importantly, figure out what you can actually do about it.
So, let me just ask you, have you been feeling more anxious lately? Kind of on edge as you're getting closer to menopause, or maybe you're right in the middle of it? If that sounds familiar, the very first thing I want you to hear is this. You are so not alone.
And I'm not just saying that to make you feel better. Check this out. A 2020 study from Brazil found that a staggering 58% of perimenopausal women reported having anxiety symptoms. That's more than half. So this thing that can feel like such a personal, isolating struggle, well, it's actually an incredibly common shared experience.
Okay, so why? Why is this happening? What is actually going on inside our bodies that can kick off such intense feelings of anxiety? Let's get into the science behind it.
And right off the bat, let's be crystal clear about something. This is not just in your head. Not at all. There are real biological reasons this is happening. These feelings are completely valid, and they're tied to actual physical changes in your body and your life.
You can pretty much boil it down to three big things. First up, you've got the hormonal shifts. Think of it like a roller coaster, right? Your estrogen levels are all over the place, and that directly messes with the chemicals in your brain that control your mood, like serotonin and dopamine. Then there's sleep, or more like the lack of it. That's a huge one. And finally, you've just got life. This is often a time of really big life changes that can pile on the stress.
Let's just zoom in on sleep for a second, because its impact is absolutely massive. We're talking about somewhere between 40 and 50%, so up to half of people experiencing major sleep problems during this transition. You know the drill, night sweats, just flat out insomnia, all the stuff that makes getting a decent night's rest feel like an impossible dream. And this right here, this is the vicious cycle. It is a total trap. You're feeling anxious, so you can't sleep. But then, because you're exhausted from not sleeping, your anxiety goes through the roof. It's this awful feedback loop that can feel impossible to get out of on your own. All right, so we get the problem, right? It's real, it's chemical, it's a lot. But now for the good part. Let's talk solutions. It's time to talk about your personal toolkit, the strategies you can use to get some relief and feel like you're back in the driver's seat.
And what you need to see right away is that there are so many options. This is not a one-size-fits-all thing. There's no magic pill. For you, the answer might be something medical, or it might be therapy, or it might be some lifestyle changes. But honestly, it's probably going to be a mix of all three.
Let's kick things off with lifestyle, just because these are things you can literally start doing today. Simple stuff, really, like getting some regular exercise, maybe cutting back on the coffee or that glass of wine at night. And things like mindfulness or meditation, they can have a really profound, calming effect on your entire system. Even connecting with a support group can make a world of difference.
And hey, please don't underestimate the power of talk therapy, because it can be an absolute game changer. I'm talking about things like CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy. It's basically a way to learn how to catch those anxious thoughts, challenge them, and kind of rewire your brain to not spiral out of control. It's a skill, and it is a proven one.
Now, on the medical side of things, yeah, medications like SSRIs can be incredibly helpful for a lot of people. But you gotta have the full picture. The North American Menopause Society, for example, points out that they can come with side effects. That's not to scare you. It's just to say this is exactly why you have to have a really open and honest chat with your doctor about the pros and the cons for you.
Now, sometimes anxiety doesn't just stay at a low hum. Sometimes it can ramp up into something way more intense and, frankly, absolutely terrifying, a panic attack. So let's take a moment and demystify what's actually going on during one of those episodes.
So what is a panic attack, really? Well, it's basically this sudden tidal wave of fear and stress that just hits you, seemingly out of the blue. It is way more than just feeling really anxious. It is a full-body physiological response. Your whole body is going on red alert.
And here is something really, really important to hold on to if this ever happens to you. They end. I know in the moment it feels like it will go on forever, but they are temporary. Most panic attacks will peak and then start to fade away in about 5 to 20 minutes. It will pass.
And the physical feelings? Oh, they are so real. We're talking your heart pounding out of your chest, feeling like you can't catch your breath, getting dizzy, sweating. Some people honestly think they're having a heart attack.
Just knowing that these are the symptoms of a panic attack can, in itself, actually help take some of the power out of the fear.
So, the biggest thing I want you to take away from this part is, if this sounds like you, please talk to someone. Get professional help. This is not something you just have to muscle through or live with. It is absolutely treatable, and you do not have to face it by yourself. Help is out there, and it really works.
Okay, we've talked about why this happens, what it feels like, and what you can do about it. So now, let's put it all together. Let's talk about what your path forward looks like and how you can start taking back control of your own well-being.
It really comes down to a simple 4-step plan. Step 1, just acknowledge that what you're feeling is real. It is valid. Step 2, understand the why, the hormones, the sleep, all of it. Step 3, start exploring that toolkit of options we talked about. And step 4, probably the most important one, talk to a professional. A doctor can help you put together a plan that is made just for you.
And you know, threaded through all of this is one simple but incredibly powerful piece of advice. You have to make time for yourself. I really mean it. Whether that's reading a book, getting your hands dirty in the garden, or just sitting in silence for 5 minutes, that is not a selfish luxury. It is a non-negotiable part of your mental health toolkit.
So, I want to leave you with one final thought, one little question. Don't think about changing your entire life tomorrow. That's just overwhelming. Just think, what is one small thing, one tiny, manageable step that you can take for yourself starting today? Because that's it. That's where the real change begins.